Good morning. Welcome to day 2. So today we are going to be chatting about creating opportunities with things like salons, dentists, doctor surgeries, boutique shops. There's just so many different places that you could potentially build relationships with. Maybe you know people that work at these certain places and how you could use them to build your network further. And that's our little intro.
So I think with this, do you know what this though? Right, how many salons is there in every town? How many the salons everywhere? Can you hear that, Lisa hoovering? I'm so sorry.
No, I can't hear it.
There's opportunities. I can't believe he's done that. There's opportunities absolutely everywhere. When you think of salons and you think of well, not just like hair salons, but nail salons, dentists. I know. So Lee went to, when we was at our dentist, and this is quite funny actually, because it was like I'm the one who's always nagging about making sure we don't miss opportunities. And we all went to the dentist as a family, and I walked in, and me and Lily left because they were taking ages. While Lee was still there with Dylan, he spoke to the owner of the surgery about having like their own signature fragrance for their surgery, and it was like, oh my god, well done, Lee. And they were really, really interested. They said it is something they want to go down. Places are getting a lot more. Everyone's looking for more of an experience in those shops and salons now, aren't they? And fragrance is a huge part of that, and that's how I think you can put it across, isn't it? Like a fragrance experience, that people are going to connect with your place of business, your salon, your surgery, your blah 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 blah, whatever.
And I think because if you look down the high street, it's pretty much made up of hair salons, beauty salons, cafes and charity shops. That is what a high street is these days. And so they're all going to be looking for a USP, what makes them stand out from other businesses. So you're providing a service, you're providing an idea to chat to them, whether that is maybe your salon that you go to get your hair done, maybe it's somebody that you're building a relationship with up on social media, maybe you just want to email, maybe you want to pick up a few salons and email them and just say, this is what I do. And some businesses are using this to make themselves stand out more. There's so many ways you can approach it, and that's a service. You're providing a service, not selling to them. You are selling to them, but it's a service that you can provide to make their business stand out.
Yeah, definitely. And what about like car washes? Mm-hmm. How many car washes? Like I know where I live, there's loads. They're everywhere. Just emailing or reaching out, finding them on Facebook and messaging them. Do you know, like business pages and stuff. Mm-hmm. Like I don't know, maybe they do give out free scent circles with washes, don't they? So even car washes, garages. Do you know, there's always probably someone who you or a family member or your husband or do you know who somebody knows that you could probably like connect with. Yeah. And it's like you say, it's like providing a service. Like who wouldn't want to have like a signature scent and like loads of, I was just thinking then when you were saying about salons and beauty places and stuff, like through lockdown and whatnot, how many people built salons and stuff like in their house or in the gardens and stuff like that? How many people now do it from home? Like that is, and I don't know, I just kind of feel like there's so much to explore there, because if you can get it in a salon, in somebody's, even like a normal salon, but in a salon in someone's garden where it's small, it's intimate, you know, like they're going to have that same scent. People are going to, whenever they smell that scent, it's going to remind them of like they're a nice chilled day getting the nails done or having a massage or whatever. Do you know, like how nice is that? It's just going to like trigger so much more in it. I mean, you could even ask to leave a couple of business cards, you know, or like if people ask, just ask the, what is it? The beautician to send them your way. I was going to say salonist. I didn't know. Well, that's not a word. That's me, innit? Yeah. But yeah, there's so many opportunities. You've just got to go out and find them, haven't you? It's like, Adi, what you were saying earlier about the bridal shops. I love that.
Yeah, like boutiques, maybe like small boutique clothes shops, or even the possibilities are just endless, aren't they? If you think about all the businesses that are on your high street, the possibilities are endless. And how many brands, is it Hollister? They have their own scent, don't they? There's lots of brands that have their own signature scent, and I just think a lot of small businesses wouldn't have even thought of that, so would probably actually thank you for actually giving them the suggestion that they could have their own signature scent, and that's a talking point for their customers, and that's something that they might say with their friends. Oh my gosh, when you go in there, it always smells absolutely amazing. It's just a different talking point for them, isn't it?
And it also opens up the opportunities for club, because if they get this scent and it's going to discontinue, they need to club it. They can get it on club, and then that makes it so easy. So, for example, you think like hotels, they like to have a scent. You often will walk in the hotel and you'll be like welcomed with a really lovely scent. Like nice hotels will absolutely love to have a fragrance. So imagine just the ease of them having their own subscription set up through your PWS, through your club. So that's something that you can, obviously not initially, but you can move down. You can move the relationship and the talking points to at some point as things progress. I mean, at the end of the day, like we've got quite a few like travel lodges. You're not going to do anything. You're not going to do any harm by walking in with a couple of sample packs and say, listen, I'm a Scentsy consultant. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. Do you mind if I just leave these here? That's it. You're just asking them, do you mind if I just leave these here? Or do any of you guys want one? They're not going to be offended by that. I know for me, the way I do it is when I go to a salon, so I get my hair and my nails done. When I go to the salon, I've obviously built the relationships up with the people who I interact with when I'm there. And people, you sort of, as you build your skills, that you'll sort of learn how to bring the conversation back to Scentsy, don't you? When you're talking and people ask you what you do, or you just happen to empty your handbag out and out spills a load of wax bars.
Mary Poppins bag.
Diamond on the floor. But you learn different ways and different opportunities and how to sort of open those things up and how to then start the conversation going down the route of, yeah, it's Scentsy. You want to have it in here. Like, how amazing would it be if everybody like came in and you had like a beautiful warmer? So Obsidians are really popular in salons, I think. Obviously, we've got so many more now as well. But great, like, and I came in and they were hit with this really lovely scent, blah blah blah, and it really just worked well. One thing I do when I do go to my salon, so I always try and use my credits just to have some bars in stock. I will literally walk in with one of the Scentsy tote bags to my salon full of like all the stock I've got, like the wax bars and stuff I've got, and I will set my goal that I won't leave, and some catalogs obviously and some business cards, but I won't leave until I've sold at least 1 6-pack. Like it's like my goal. Every time I go to get my hair done, I'm like, I'm gonna sell a 6-pack. And it's just taking those full bars, because you might interact with somebody who doesn't want to place an order. They don't know you, they might not have ever spoke to you before, so they can literally buy the product off you there and then. So if you have got any bars, just take them with you, because it works really well.
And I think as well, that happens over time. So the first time you went in that salon and you were probably thinking, oh, I'd love to bring Scentsy.
Oh yeah, I want to throw Obsidians around the first.
You went in there and you kind of started a conversation, and then next time you go in afterwards, you probably thought, oh, I could have said that, I wish I'd said that. So then you do that next time. And my point is, you learn by doing. So the first interaction you might have with somebody might be a bit rubbish, but you learn from what you've done, or maybe you got ghosted, or maybe it was like someone was like, no thanks, and that's when you think, right, what could I do different? Should I have taken them a smile pack rather than a sample pack? Could I have done my wording better? But you can't get better unless you start. You just have to start somewhere. You have to get into action. You have to try these things. And we've all said that, like, networking in person is something that doesn't come natural to us. It doesn't. It's something that terrifies me. A lot of these things we're talking about terrify me. Sorry, Dennis is eating the laptop wire. But you have to, and the more you do it, the more confident you get at it then. So
more skilled.
Yeah.
And you learn to handle objections better.
Yeah.
And you can, and after doing it more and more and more, you end up being able to turn an objection round into an opportunity. Like you've got to start doing it. And it's not something that we can just say, do this, because every single situation is going to be different. It's something that you've got to learn to build up, like Heidi said, your confidence, your skill set. But think of 5, just start with like 5 businesses, brand new opportunities that you can create. Okay, think of 5 that you can start with. Right, have a list. Maybe get a notebook and call it your networking book. So because you do lose track of stuff, don't you?
Yeah.
And have a list of like 5 businesses, and then when you do your power hours or you dedicate some time to your business, remove all distractions and focus on those opportunities. Focus on those 5 things. And then when you've done that, you can add another 5 and move on. And it's just never ending, absolutely never ending. And don't just think salons, hairdressers, dentists. Think hotels, think boutiques.
B&Bs as well. B&Bs, you know, like if you don't feel like you want to go into the Hilton, like, oh yeah, let me give you consent. Like, go to the B&B. You know, there's B&Bs everywhere, isn't they? Local B&Bs. I really like the idea of the boutiques, because there's loads of boutiques where I live, loads of them. But even places, do you know, like, what do you call them? Do you know, like balloon shops, places that supply like wedding stuff?
Yeah.
Ask them there, because in them kinds of places, you've got brads. Oh, what brad wouldn't want a signature sent at their wedding? Do you know, like, and then you just do not know where it could lead to. And this is the thing, in it, like, the more, once you go in and you get over that initial awkwardness, because it is uncomfortable. Do you know, like, some people are totally fine with waltzing in somewhere and, do you know, and saying what they want to say, but I think majority of people probably do feel a bit uncomfortable with it. And I know that every one of us 3 all feel uncomfortable with it. But once you've made you are,
we'd rather boil our own heads.
Yeah.
But we know it's where growth is, isn't it? So
yeah, exactly. So we do it, we push ourselves. And once you've made that initial contact, it's only going to get easier, and you're only going to get more confident. So the next time when you go and moving on to like the next shop or establishment, let's say, like, you're going to feel a little bit more confident than you did the first time. And then the time after that, you're going to get a little bit more confident. And each time, and this is how we grow. It's like when you start going live, do you know, when you start telling people that you're actually a consultant, because I was petrified of doing that. And it's like so bad. I was just like, no, God, I think she'll shoot me.
No.
Yeah.
Never had
got a borrow bag.
Yeah. That was so bad. But this is it. And once you start doing it.
Now look at you. You're like standing on the rooftops like, I sell. But that's the progression, isn't it?
That's dangerous.
I've seen it. But that's the progression you go down, isn't it? As you start sharing it and you become excited about it, about the opportunity. How never ending is that though? Like car garages. So when somebody Heidi mentioned that one of your team has a relationship with a bridal shop, and every time they buy a dress, they get a fragrance flower. Every time someone buys a dress, she gives them a fragrance flower.
She puts them all in the gift bags ready. So she'll order like 10 at a time, and then she'll put them in a gift bag with a lovely little saying, ribbons and everything on the front. And then she takes them to the bridal shop. And every time somebody buys a dress, they're gifted with a fragrance flower. What an amazing little agreement to have.
That is
I think I'm going to renew my wedding vows, you know, so wedding dress shopping. Like that, we're getting married again. I'm off shopping. I'm doing all my sensei.
But there could be so many, like, I don't know, baby shops. Is there like a mum to be pack that you could put together? You know, there are a lot of businesses that want to give back. They want a USP. If a business,
they want that customer service, they want to go that extra mile, and they build that into their cost.
Yeah, they do. And I think if businesses want to survive on the high street these days, they have to find ways to stand out from the rest, because, you know, in our world now, so much more is going online. But there are businesses out there that are really trying hard and really thinking outside the box to create that USP. And we're here. We're like, hello, we can help.
Another one, we've got that gorgeous new little house mini warmer. So there's a lot more. I don't know about around where you guys are, but there's loads of independent estate agents opening up around here.
Yeah, literally, as you said that, I have a friend who's her and a mum own an estate agents, and we used them when we moved house, and I'm currently using them again for something else. But she asked me when I was in there, this is before Christmas, she was like, do you do like any little house mini warmers? I was like, no. And I was like, but there's loads of us, like, you know, and we was chatting and stuff. And like, how perfect now I can go back to her and be like, Barbara, do you know, look what's coming. Yeah. And she's got an estate agent and she's got a letting agent. And on the row where they are, there's literally about 7 different estate agents. Like, and that I was like, as if you, but yeah, how amazing, like that, exactly that. Sorry, Tam, I've proper just ran away. And
no, but
going back to day one, like there's like an opportunity that I can now rectify. Yeah. Because we've got that coming, you know. So this is it. Like when we do get these new catalogs and new products, just kind of like remember people as well, and you know, try and like really think, rather than thinking, oh my God, I love that. Like really think hard about how that could benefit somebody else.
Yeah.
Because that's literally, I didn't even think of that until you've just said so. Thank you.
You're welcome. The worst thing that they could say is we're not interested.
Yeah, that's it.
And it's the same, and that is it. That is literally it. We're not interested. Okay, no problem. That's fine. That's it.
Thank you for talking.
Can I just say, I've just had a real good idea. Sorry.
Oh, go on.
I just need to tell you.
I love it. You're like,
I know. I'm just like. But what I could now do is say to them, look, why don't you factor into your costs, because they've got a letting agent. So what they do is like, because I follow them on Facebook, it's when someone buys or rents a new property that they're dealing with, then they'll have like their picture took, they get a little goodie bag and all stuff like that. They could buy mini warmers and, you know, like I'm sure using credits or whatever, I can think of something. They could buy mini warmers, factor it into the cost and give every new tenant a mini warmer already in a gift bag, a little house mini warmer, you know, new home. Like my mind is in overdrive.
And mine. That's just so much.
You have the gather warmer, so the full size gather warmer in their estate agents. How nice would that look?
Yes.
I know, and then the little mini ones can go in the welcome to your new home packs that they give out. What a service! I'm gonna get off anyway. I'm like, how amazing is that? What an idea!
Yeah, but that's just like the tip of the iceberg. There's so many with what we've got like here right now and what we can do. Right, guys, we've gone over time, so let's wrap it up. But that is all. Like, just start with 5. Or well, I think we're on about 25 now. Ideas, and please action them, because they are the possibilities of what you've got there is endless. I hope you can feel all our excitement.
I know. You want to go? Bye. I'm going to do some work.
Bye.